On Tuesday's installment of BBC Breakfast, presenters John Kay and Sarah Campbell detailed the latest headlines to viewers. BBC Breakfast presenters John Kay and Sarah Campbell announced some breaking news at the beginning of Tuesday's broadcast. As a breaking news banner appeared on screen, John told BBC viewers that the first talks had begun to try to end the war in Ukraine. Sharing more information, Sarah commented, talks between UK Secretary of State Marco Rubio and senior Russian officials about a peace settlement in Ukraine are due to begin in Saudi Arabia in around an hour from now, 6 a.m. John added, on the American side, Marco Rubio's officials have described the talks as a first step to see if Russia is serious, but not as the start of negotiations to end the war. BBC viewers learned that his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, landed in Riyadh on Monday night, along with his delegation. However, John explained that Sergei saw the meeting as the normalization of Russia's relations with the US. The broadcast then cut to BBC's Washington correspondent Tom Bateman, who shared more information with viewers from Riyadh. He said, Marco Rubio's officials are describing this as a first step towards seeing whether Russia is, in their words, serious about talks going ahead to end the war. But they are playing this down as any kind of formal start to negotiations. I have to say that the message incoming from the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and his delegation as they landed here in Riyadh last night was very different. They are framing this as effectively a start of the normalization of relations between the US and Russia. The BBC correspondent highlighted President Donald Trump's 90-minute phone call last week with Vladimir Putin and told viewers one of the key objectives from this meeting would be to try and fix a summit between the two presidents. He added, all of this coming with those waves of concern in Europe about being left on the sidelines. We are seeing European countries scrambling to try to shore up their collective security as they look at the kinds of things that American officials have been saying. Particularly in Europe and in Munich, last week when we heard the Americans call for concessions from Ukraine to end the war without the same kind of demands being articulated, it seems, towards the Russians. Tom highlighted that Ukraine's President, Volodymyr Zelensky, was unaware of the current talks. He told BBC viewers the president won't accept any agreement over Ukraine if the process itself doesn't involve them. Elsewhere in the show, Sarah explained UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has said it's essential for American involvement to end the war in Ukraine and to deter Russia from attacking the country again. She added, the Prime Minister also said that he would consider deploying UK troops to Ukraine in the event of a peace deal.